Hey guys, how's it going? Michael Troy here, and today we're looking at Weapon Echh. So what the heck is Weapon Echh, right? Okay, so this is so cool. First of all, I want you guys to know that I brush my teeth before I film so that I can have fresh breath when I'm talking to you. What can I say? I'm method like that. Anyway, make sure you subscribe to the channel before we get into this and you forget all that good stuff like subscribing, liking, sharing, you know, giving me your firstborn child, that kind of good stuff. Anyway, so this is Weapon Echh. This is based on Barry Windsor-Smith's comic from 1991 from 100% Comics, and this is a charity fan made tribute to Weapon X by Barry Windsor-Smith, and basically it's a completely redone, recreation, reimagined, if you will, almost like I liken it to sort of like a remake of a movie in a way, like by a bunch of different directors. And boy, are there many. There's a lot of great contributors to this, and it is so cool. I like gagged when I saw this even existed. I'm super bummed that I wasn't able to contribute to it, but I'm contributing to other fanfics that I will let you guys know when I can. Anyway, but this is so cool. So thanks. This is what came with the book. Thanks for purchasing a copy of Weapon Echh. This project was created because a bunch of awesome cartoonists donated their time. All proceeds from the sale of this book are going to support the Make More Comics Arts Grant, just as proceeds from all of 100% Comics projects do. To learn more, visit makemorecomics.com. To support, you can make purchases on our site at 100%comics.bigcartel.com. Make sure to follow them on Instagram and Facebook at 100% Comics, and to learn about new and upcoming projects such as this one coming in early 2022, Giant Size 1963, and that's based on Alan Moore's 1963 series, so be on the lookout for that. But this is so freaking cool. First of all, great job on the printing, guys. I think it looks gorgeous. It's bound very nicely. It's like a typical comic book trade paperback. It is in black and white, which I feel really adds a lot to the project. I read Barry Windsor-Smith's Monsters not too long ago, and that was in black and white, so it was giving me a lot of vibes from that, I think, in a strange way. This cover is so cool. Sam J. Royale, such a great artist. I love this artist. I wish him nothing but like major success and limelight. I think if you aren't familiar with his art, you should be, because he is awesome. And and he just nailed this cover. He says in the back here that he wanted to do this cover because he got to draw the wonky like robot headgear, and I think that's hysterical. I don't know, his style's kind of fun. It's almost like pastel-y, sort of painterly. I think he works digitally, so he's digitally painting, but he just has such a great effect. Like, I've never seen this type of style used in comics before that I know of, and I just think it's really cool. So, you know, this is the revision. There it is in black and white, and it just looks so cool. I love the logo. Like, it's super hilarious. Weapon Echh. Like Marvel's not brand Echh, if you remember that. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, and I'm partially German, so I have no excuse, but what can I tell you? This study, celebration, and send-up of his 1991 Wolverine origin, Weapon X, is dedicated to Barry Windsor-Smith, the greatest of all time, whose work has enriched our lives. Thanks to everybody involved. You killed it, Bubs. Semper Comics, Ben Granoff, one of the guys behind this who put most of it together, I guess. And it is so cool. I just love it. This is reminiscent of like the credits pages in Marvel Comics Presents, which Weapon X originally appeared serialized over 13 issues. So here's a list of all the great contributors and like their handles, where to find them online. This is the first print, and you're not getting it from me. I'm so happy to own this. It is so cool. I 100% support projects like this. I think they're so awesome. Like I said, I'm glad to be part of some upcoming ones that I'll tell you guys about in the future, and I just think it's so cool. Here's the little greeting from Will Hoffnecht, who is 100% comics publisher. And I mean, so it's basically some of these are a little more, dead on homages, and a lot of it's reimagined. But the art is just cool. There's so many different types of artists, like indie artists, underground artists, just like whatever. All kinds, like it's very punk rock. It's so cool. Like all kinds of different styles that mesh very well. And like I said, like since it's in black and white, I think that sort of unifies it in a way. Like if it were color, maybe it could be all one color scheme to kind of tie it together, because the styles really are all over the place. And I think it helps, being familiar with the source material, because then you get the points of reference and things like that. But it is far from dead on, and it is so cool, and it's well worth checking out. This looks like a page from James Windsor-Smith, who is like this really cool artist that I met recently, and he just kills it, and I love his stuff. Unfortunately, like all the artists are listed in the back, like what pages they did. I kind of wish they were on the page so I could give them more credit as I'm talking about them, but I love it. Like a lot of it has, Barry Windsor-Smith vibes. Some of it looks a lot more like Barry Windsor-Smith's rendering than some others. Like that's definitely how Barry draws, like fingertips for sure. And you can see that. And I think that all the artists, just because of their love for BWS, as we can call him at this point, Barry Windsor-Smith, you're going to see just like a glimpse of him in most of the pages anyway. Like this is so cool. This is like really beautiful line work. And this is very reminiscent of the way BWS does his hatching and stuff like that. I mean, this looks all so familiar, as any fans of Weapon X know looking at this. I think it is just so cool, totally off the chain. I'm so digging this. I'll leave a link in the description so you guys can order this if you want. I don't know what the print run is like, if they'll be doing a second print or anything like that, but you can download a PDF. And the proceeds go to charity to help make more comics, which is cool. I support that. I think this is Ben Granoff, and that looks really cool. I know some of these guys from different groups we're in, but maybe not so familiar with a lot of their artwork. So it is really, really cool to see some of their artwork. And just the beauty and care that went into this, because nobody's getting paid for it. They're all donating their time. And it's just like one of those hell yeah situations, that just to be part of a project that is bigger than you and something so cool. That's a great rendering in here, and just so many fun different art styles that you just won't find in, mainstream comic books. So it's like really a treat to get to see this. It's funny, I noticed that there's probably, Wolverine's naked through like 90% of the book, if not more than that. So you do see a Wolver Wang sometimes. And I really want to give special credit to the men who were daring enough to draw Wolverine's penis in here. And this person covered it up with the little text box, which is fine because the art is gorgeous. I love the use of the screens. There's lots of great like screen work and tones going on in here because it is in black and white. This is just beautiful. This is very like reminiscent of BWS with a twinge of like Bill Sienkiewicz maybe. I have to say that I just read it a couple hours ago, and I haven't read the original Weapon X in a long damn time, and I was like, maybe I should read it first. But I kind of wanted this to stand on its own, just with my memory of what it was, and not what it should be, but what it was in the first place. Like this seems a little more dead on to me. I wish this person would have signed it. I'm sure I could flip to the back and find it, but I think they did a really awesome job. I love the screen tones here. It just looks so cool. Like there's so many fun, fresh styles. It's like, this is cracking me up. I love this person, Joe Janowski, putting Krusty the Clown in the place of frickin' Wolverine. That is killer. Spoiler. Sorry, I didn't think there'd be any spoilers because this is based on an existing story anyway. So, it's like a radical remix, if you will. It's like if you smoke a humongous joint and read Weapon X, this might be what you see going through it. Just a lot of fun, like beautiful art. like the run. I mean, you can tell that I just love looking at the little nooks and crannies and the details and the choices that, like, this is a great water effect of Logan floating in a tank. I was like, as I was looking at this, I did think it's kind of funny because this is kind of like just Wolverine being tortured for the longest time, and like he's barely out of the tank, and like these guys are just some corrupt MFers. You know, I feel like when this first came out under as Weapon X by Barry Windsor-Smith, this is cool here. I love this style of art. This is kind of giving me a little bit of like Tim Bradstreet vibes, if you're familiar with his work. One of my favorite artists, love him. Kind of like that photorealistic kind of thing going on. Another great shot. I mean, that's a little more dead on too. But definitely, even the stuff that's a little more dead on definitely has its own flair and personality about it. I love this. This is so cool. This looks like really cool, like manga art to me. Not that I'm overly familiar with manga, but hey, I said to me, not to everybody, right? This is an opinion, not a doctrine. Dr. Troy. I love it. Like some of the, like there's duo shade, there's all kinds of great stuff going on. I feel like we should make a drinking game out of it, and every time there's a penis, you take a shot, but you're not going to get very drunk, unfortunately. But hey, there you go. And I love that it's in this cartoony style too, so that's kind of fun. This art is really killer here. I love this artist, whoever this is. Let's look this person up. I wish it was in page order, or maybe it is page 38. 38, 38, 38, 38. Forgive me, guys, as I go through this. Gonna try to make it fast, because you know I don't edit this crap out. 38, Christian Mise, if I pronounce that correctly. One of my favorite artists in this book. I just love this style. It is so cool. He did not spare the detail. I mean, this is such a great angle here. And you've got like the TV screens and all this stuff and like all the broken glass. I just love it. The finishing ink kind of reminds me of John K. Snyder's inks, if you know who that is. Like, worked on a lot of Grendel back in the day. It's just fun. It's just so much fun. Like, every page is a revelation. There's a new style, a new way to use screen tone. I mean, it's funny because everyone, you know, in black and white, there's going to be a lot of different shades and tones and screens, but everyone has their own way of doing it, and which makes perfect sense. No two artists are alike. Even as much as you're copying the master, Barry Windsor-Smith, these are still unique artists with their own voices. And it's funny because it runs the range from like looking like something somebody made like at their kitchen table and like stapled it themselves and like just drew it with like magic markers, to like super cool, detailed, beautiful, like fine art looking art. So I totally appreciate that. This is like, if you're into like all kinds of different art, or you just like the Weapon X and want to see something like really cool, see, this was a perfect opportunity. I think there might be a little shadow penis, like the bat wang in there, but I don't know. No shot on that one, I don't think. Anyway, and then Jesus shows up. I mean, you just never know what's gonna happen in here. These guys are crazy, and I love it. Like, there's so many cool different things. This is really cool here. I love this. This is like really beautiful art. And I feel like Wolverine's hair is a little bigger than BWS actually drew it, which makes me want it even bigger, because there's a scene in the beginning, or maybe we're not there yet, but where his hair grew back fast, obviously because of his healing factor. And I thought, wow, Wolverine, like, realistically must have to get like a haircut at least once a week, right? Isn't growing hair like healing? This is another standout artist. This is so cool. I love this art. He's worth looking up here. Not that everybody isn't, but some just really stand out. Just when I like art that can show me something that I've never seen before. Mike L. Taylor. Props to you, Mike L. Taylor. I think that is so beautiful. I love your hatching. I think that is so cool. I love that he did the borders black. Like, that's such a great face here. And just like, I don't know, his choices are just pretty freaking amazing. I really appreciate this art. I think it's absolutely stunning. And that is so cool there. I don't know, that would make a cool tattoo. Not for me, but I don't have any tattoos and I probably won't get any at this point, but never say never. Isn't it funny? This is what I'm saying. Like, you go from something like so sort of detailed and lush with like different line work and things like that. And then we move to like a more minimalist sort of almost cartoony style. And just as fantastic. I mean, I think this whole book is just amazing. Another beautiful page. I just love that. I would like to know how these guys work, because it's funny, because this is so cool. It looks like traditional, but with the screen in the back, I'm thinking he probably worked digitally, but don't quote me on that. I don't know. But either way, it's really cool. More Sam J. Royale, my favorite artist of this book. One of them, anyway. This is some more beautiful art, and we have Wolverine's balls hanging down, so that's good. This is actually, I think I saw a preview of this. Someone shared in the group that started this, and I just was kind of really impressed by, I love his feathering and his ink line. It's just really nice. Good work, guys. Although it did involve decapitating a bear, and I'm very much into animal rights, so I wasn't happy about that. But hey, as we know, Wolverine probably wouldn't have done that of his own volition. Remember back in the day when he went to touch that deer in the forest, he was just gonna pet it, and Aurora was like, "Wolverine, how dare you?" And he was like, "Yeah, you flamin' broad. I was just trying to get close enough to pet it, you flamin' broad." I miss the Wolverine that calls people you flamin' broad. I mean, come on. I know that the X-Men is so incredibly woke now that it would be like, it would fly off the shelf and be canceled immediately if Wolverine called anyone a broad. But hey, that's how it was in the 70s. You know, you use broad terms like that. More beautiful art here. I love this. So much fun. Even the ugly art is beautiful in its own way. 77. I feel like I recognize this person's style. Someone who I'm kind of new to their art and that I really, really like and appreciate. So let's see if we can find them. 77. Isn't this fun? This is like I'm just doing I don't know, like a thesaurus, or looking up the answers in the back of a word puzzle or something. Like I'm solving the crossword puzzle. Oh my God, where are you? Page 77. I'm having like performance anxiety trying to find this, so I think I'm just gonna let it go. No, I'm sorry, Christian Mise. Oh, did I already? Oh, I guess that's the same artist who did another page that I like. Well, at least I'm consistent. I don't know, that's such a great face there. I just love that. That's fantastic. And she has a great face too. I like that he put his own stamp on these characters that are so instantly recognizable from BWS. I don't know him very well. I have to say this just because I have to say this, because maybe it's an inside joke. But this is kind of reminding me of Rocco Jerome, if you guys know who that is. And anyone probably watching this video does know him. So I was wondering if that might be an inside gag. But I think I could be wrong. And if he's watching and is like, F you, that's so not me, then I apologize. But I thought that would be kind of funny and a little meta, right? Just like an inside joke that I'm obviously not part of and probably doesn't exist anyway, but maybe I start a thing. This is gorgeous. Like, look at that. I mean, we all know that famous Wolverine image where he's fighting like a million guards and it's just crazy and out of control. Well done. Well done, gentlemen. And lady. I think there is a female contributor to this book, if I read the credits correctly, which is great. Fun to see a female POV and make it not be a total sausage fest, right? This art is just so freaking crazy and just like so, like this is the epitome of like underground comics to me. I think I love it. I think it is so cool. I don't know, just the certain things like she's walking away and she just has this big ass with her twisted, deformed arm looking over her shoulder. I love it so much. It's almost Ted McKeever-ish in a way. Lots of fun art. See, this is looking more like, you know, I think some people definitely wanted to pay more tribute to Barry Windsor-Smith and sort of try to capture his style. And the ones who did do that did an excellent job. I mean, Barry Windsor-Smith has a very distinct, you know, line when inking. These are some fun pages here. And oh, Christ on a Cross. Maybe I do need to, I am going to go reread Weapon X after this just to see how badly they bastardized it. Because I really don't remember Jesus being impaled by a spear in it, but I could be wrong. It's been a hot minute since I read it, so I don't know. I just love it. All these teddy bears. This is fun here. For some reason, I don't know. I guess I'm so referential with artists. Like this at first glance gave me slightly like Corbin vibes. If you get that. If you get that. Just some really nice, like I'm kind of picking up stuff for my own art. So thanks for that, guys. Like just beautiful line work and amazing inks and gorgeous spotting of blacks and use of negative space. This is a particularly ambitious panel. And then we get like the cartoon just all of a sudden, and I love it. I think it's so funny, especially at such a dramatic moment in the book when the doctor throws her over the rail. I remember reading that when it first came out in the Weapon X and how brutal it was. He's using her to like lure Wolverine. And see, this is very BWS looking too to me. Also another gorgeous panel. I like how some of them kind of look like just like almost like, you know, shaded with pencil or something other than like line art with inks. Although, but as a longtime comic book fan, I have to say like line art is my favorite, but I'm open to all kinds of different types of art. Like this is very good Barry Windsor-Smith hatching there. I like that it's like little touchstones that make the book sort of, you know, and hilarious, like whatever Irving Corbush just popping up out of nowhere. How random and hysterical is that? I'm telling you, this thing is packed with little gems like that. It is freaking fantastic. Another Wolver Wang. It's getting kind of hectic in here. Things are heating up. Nice hatching. I love cross hatching. I think it is so cool. Another piece by my buddy James Windsor-Smith. There's his signature. He is the grandson of Barry Windsor. I'm just kidding. He's not really, but obviously he's a huge fan of Barry Windsor-Smith. He has such a great style. Like he incorporates a lot of Windsor-Smith influence with a completely like surreal, and I've described his work as gorgeously grotesque, and I stand by that. I think it's amazing. I love it. And that's the same image on the back cover, and it's just beautiful. There's a lot of empathy in his work, which I love too, because it's not just pretty art. It's like the visceral empathy of it that is so attractive as well. And then someone just completely phones it in. I'm just kidding. But there's not a lot of detail there. But I appreciate it, like all different kinds of styles. It kind of reminds me, did you ever in art class do a painting with like watercolors and a straw, and you just kind of blow the paint over the page and see where it goes? That's almost what this looks like to me, but with inks. But cool. Cool, cool, cool. Oh, see, that's, once again, this must be my new favorite artist. I love that. That is so cool. Because I think that's how he draws eyeballs. And it's just, it like distinguishes his style. And I really love it. And we don't have a Wolverine dong, but we do have a Wolverine ass. And what a shapely one it is, Wolverine. I guess having a healing factor includes keeping your glutes tight, eh? I feel like this is the same straw artist, and that looks really pretty. I really like that. It's so stark with the no shades of gray. I mean, this is fun right here. What is this? Who is this? This is like, it reminds me, like this could be in like Heavy Metal magazine or just, I don't know, something like that. Oh, this is very BWS influenced. Very fun art. I just love this. I need to find more fan fictions because this is amazing. I just love looking at the inspiration for pugs, not hugs. One of my friends owns like 1,000,000 pugs. She's like the pug kingpin, and she would love this page. So I think that's adorable. Once again, very liberal. I don't really remember that part of Weapon X to begin with. Oh my god, this is fantastic here. In case you were wondering what Krusty the Clown's nutsack looked like from behind, whoop, there it is. But look how beautifully like rendered this is, and I just love the way he used screen tones and everything like that. And it's just like such a fun like moment to sort of take this like classic story that's so serious and so like well known and just like plop Krusty the Clown into it. It's just, I'm kind of living for that. I love it. Nice work here. This is beautiful. There's tons of great art in here, guys. I don't dislike any of it. Obviously, I super love a lot of it more than I do others, but I think it's fun. And I love all kinds of art. My hat's off to anybody who picks up a pencil or whatever medium you want to use, puts it to paper, and just tries to bring something out and just like convey art because they love art. And you can tell, I mean, like I said, all the people did this for, you know, just to be part of something cool, which makes it even cooler, in my opinion. So I love it. I think it's fantastic. Congratulations, guys. And we end on a high note with James Windsor-Smith here. This is some really cool art, too. Man, I just really, that looks very ink washy. I love it. It's amazing. Some of these guys just really brought the noise, and it is just freaking gorgeous. And then this tells like all the pages and who did them and their commentary. So I like that too. I like, some people don't want to know the nuts and bolts or the behind the scenes, but I'm all for that. I love knowing the thought process or just what they were thinking. So I didn't really read this part of it yet, but I'm so going to because it's so cool. Like I said, I'll put a link to this in the description so that you guys can support a good charity through 100% Comics and what do you call it? Make More Comics Art Grant. So it's a good thing. It's a fun book. The PDF is only $5. You can also order a physical copy. I was so excited when this came in the mail yesterday. I couldn't wait to bust into it. I'm so happy I have it. I couldn't recommend it more. Once again, congratulations to all the guys who were a part of this. Take a bow, job well done. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Like I said, please subscribe to my channel. It helps so much. I super appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Check out Weapon Echh by a bunch of talented nut jobs. All right, thanks guys. Talk to you later.